Hey everyone. Okay, good. It looks like I'm live. All right. I look like I'm live. Perfect. Boy, this was a. Uh-oh. Shoot. Shoot. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to watch myself and it's not letting me do it because it connected to AirPlay. Let's see. Can I turn off? I thought I had Bluetooth off on this. Let's turn off Bluetooth. And let's see if that works so I can see if people are joining us tonight. More. Sorry, I should have checked this. I thought I was going to get lucky, but I used my iPad for our trips, and I forgot that I had all of these things turned on. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can turn off, or if I'm going to just have to general AirPlay. I don't want a continuity camera. General. Okay, let's see if that worked. Okay, so let's close out of this and let's just try this again and see. Ugh. Is that messing up over here? No, it's not messing up there. It's just over on my iPad. And I don't want to have AirPlay on. Alright, I had this problem the last time, I think. And I'd have AirPlay turned off, but it still does not. It's still trying to. You would think as a tech person, most of the time I would know how to do some of these things, but for some reason, this AirPlay is always giving me problems. iPad webcam, nope. Okay. Well, I may just have to do it over on my computer and hope that I can see your comments over here. So let me go over here and turn that off. No, turn that off. View your channel. I just want to make sure I've got a good picture is essentially what I'm trying to do for anyone who joins, so I can see people. If you have messages, I can't watch what it is that I am doing and confirming I'm all on screen. So I'm going to just set all of this up, see if I'm straight. All right, that looks like I'm straight. Okay, well, welcome to my third, yeah, I guess this is the third one. This is the third, what is it, third or fourth? I can't remember. I guess it's the fourth, because this is the third time I've done this, but I did something else the first time. So, today is, again, craft nights are really meant for time to be set aside for you to work on something that you haven't had a chance to work on, whether it's cleaning up your craft room, whether it's planning a project, printing out pictures, die cutting a whole bunch of things to get ready to do something, or just to plan. Clean up your craft room. It's just a time that I am trying to set aside once a month where I can work through projects that either I don't think I'm going to get a chance to teach on my videos, but I want to get these projects done because I want to work through my stash. and I want to get these things out of being, stored and not being used. So this is a continuation of the Make a Memory scrapbooking kit that I have been working on for the last 2 craft nights that I've done. And I would love to know, what you guys are working on, where you're from, and what you would spend your time doing this evening as you join me. But like I said, I really am gonna. My goal is that I would like to finish up this kit. I didn't get through as many layouts last time, and so I really want to try and get as many of them done. So I've done actually a little bit more pre-prep than I've did in the past. I do have some leftovers that you can see sticking out. If I get a chance, I might make a couple of cards with it. But for right now, what I'm going to try and do is get this done. Now, this kit is on the last chance, and I believe it's the last time I checked on this, it was really well priced. I'm going to just double check again. Make a memory. Oh, maybe it's out of stock. What is called? Make a memory, yeah. It might have stocked out because I'm not seeing it pop up on my search. Let's see. So this one might actually be completely out of stock. Anyway, yeah, so I'm seeing the new one, but I'm not seeing the old one as I'm quickly looking through here. So this one may have completely sold out, but there is a new one that came out this month, I actually believe, which is a little bit different. This one had a lot of single page layouts, and the one that just came out this past month is 2-page layouts. So the papers are matching, and there are a bunch of things that you can do with the papers because they're printed on both pieces of paper, both the left and the right are printed with the same background, which wasn't the case with this kit. This kit was really a lot of single page layouts that I've turned into double page layouts. All right, so with all of that, I'm going to start working on these. Now, a lot of these designs were inspired by various different people, like Kelly Baxter Fitzgerald, Amy Ramey. I think I have a few other folks. If I remember who the other ones were, I'll call them out. Mine aren't exactly the same. I took inspiration, but I didn't have all the same pieces maybe that they had when they created theirs, and I've sort of switched up a few things. But I did get inspiration from a bunch of other creators out there, and this I like to call that out because I'm a great copier. I'm not a great designer. And I have just figured that out about myself throughout the years. So, okay, so I've got all of my pieces kind of laid out for both of my sides just to make it easy for me. And I can easily, hopefully, work through the last, I think I've got 5 layouts left to do. So I'm hoping in this next hour and a half that I can get through the majority of those. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just sort of move some things around here so that I can do some adhering. I have to cut that piece. Okay. All right. So, get my piece here. Yep. Okay. So, anyway, like I said, the goal is that I have a lot of things that I would love to teach. But I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do the videos. I don't have the time to do all the lives. And so the best I can do is try and work through these and make them, put them away so that I can use them or that I can show you them, say, in a short reel or something like that of ideas. So this is, okay, so this piece we are going to put here. I have to lay all this out so that I can see where I have to cut this piece, which I did not do as of yet. So we're going to put this at a 1/2 inch, so I'm just doing these at a 1/2 inch down, like that. Okay. Actually, we're going to just go ahead and put this down. So anyway, yeah, I know that I always have projects that I could be working on, and so that's the, you know, I don't always have time, right? And so this set aside time really does help me kind of work through these projects. And I didn't have a lot of announcements tonight. Last month I had a whole lot of announcements, and so I didn't get as much scrapping done as I had planned on doing. But so we've got that. We've got this piece here. I'm gonna put that up there. We have to trim this down a little bit. That was the other thing. I don't think I trimmed this down, did I? No, I did not. Alright, so I'm going to make this one a little smaller. So anyway, yeah, so not as much rambling tonight as I maybe have in the past, just because I don't have a lot of news. Most of my news I talked about last time. We did do another trip since the last time we were together. We went to Disneyland for 4 days for my other daughters. So one daughter is, I think I want a little bit more trimmed off. Yeah. So my one daughter was in the Galapagos, and we visited her and spent 10 days down there, and then we came home. Was home for I think a week and a half, and then went to LA to go to Disneyland with my other daughter, because that was her Christmas present. She really wanted to go down to celebrate the 70th birthday of Disneyland, and we hadn't been down for a few years. And so that was a nice trip. It was actually great weather. A lot of people, but it was great weather, and we had a really nice time, and really did enjoy the parks while we were there. Okay, so we've got that one. We're going to have this guy, and then this is going to move over. I think we're going to do, let's see. I want it like that, and like that. So I'm just doing the dry layout here to see where I want everything, and then that's going to help me decide how much of this piece I need to actually cut. And so that's why I'm doing the dry layout, because I need my placeholders so I know how much of this I need to cut, because I really don't need that much on either side. So that's actually really good, because I was unsure if I would have enough of this piece, and it looks like I will. So let's do some measuring. I was thinking about this, that, art gets taught in school, but I don't know how much they tie it to math. And I was thinking about this because I was watching somebody who is making books about workbooks. And I was thinking, gosh, there's so many practical ways of teaching math, because, and you can make it more interesting than a workbook. I don't know. That was just, sorry, I'm going to measure again, because just want to double check. I think I might go a little bit bigger. I think I've got plenty left. I've got plenty of this one, so I'm going to go a little bit bigger just so that I don't accidentally cut that too short. And then on this side, I don't think I need 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch will be fine on that side. So I was just thinking, gosh, there's just so many ways to teach math, because when we scrapbook or make cards, we're doing all sorts of math that's that could be very usable for people, for kids, to do something with it. Maybe it's sewing, or it's cooking. Gosh, there's a lot of math in cooking too. So I don't know. I was just had me thinking when I saw something on YouTube I was watching, I think, where they were making workbooks for kids, and it's like, boy, if we could just make it more interesting than workbooks, kids might be more into math. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. I'm going to use these lines to help me maybe get this semi-straight here. That looks good. Okay. All right. And then I can put this piece down here. Anyway, rambling thoughts of my brain sometimes. Okay. This one. Okay, so we're gonna actually move this over just a smidge. Oh wait, actually that's gonna get covered up, I think. I think that's gonna get covered up. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. That's gonna get covered up. Okay. This piece. So this piece, I'm going to, how am I going to do this? Because I need to be able to slide my picture in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom here, so that I can slide that 3x3 picture in. And I'll put this there. I'm not going to come up the sides because I want to be able to easily put that picture in there. Okay, so let me lay this one out first. Do I want to pop that up? I think I want to pop that one up. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. Because if I pop that one up, then I have to pop all the rest of them up. So we're not going to do that. We're going to lay these flat. Okay, so need to again put my pieces so that I know kind of where I'm at, and I want this. I want this up a little bit higher. Sorry, it's hard for me to design and talk at the same time. Anyone else have that problem? That's one of my challenges. I don't know. Should I just play music, maybe? On these lives? Instead of trying to come up with the talk track for it? I don't know. Thoughts? I could put on some music interspersed with some thoughts. Sure, you don't need me talking all the time. That's probably pretty boring, because I really am not saying much that's interesting, because not a lot of this has a lot of teaching involved. It's more about just getting some stuff done. So anyway, I guess I could talk a little bit about my trips, my Disneyland trips. So yeah, like I said, we went down for a couple of days to Disneyland, and I would think I said that the park was actually really, it was not too bad. It was, there were a lot of people because we went down Easter weekend, or Easter week, the week before Easter. And so there was a lot of people. I actually noticed a lot of Northern California people were down there taking advantage of the California pricing, because in all the years I've lived in California my whole life, and I've gone to Disneyland, over the years. I wouldn't say a lot, but I've been, every, I wouldn't say every 4 years or so, but relatively frequent. Not as frequent as some people, but I feel like I get down there enough. And in all the years that I've been an adult, I don't ever remember them offering California. Um, I'm off by a little bit. I'm going to just scoot this over because I'm off by a little bit, I think, on this. And I want this to match up. Ooh, this piece was not cut exactly right. Um, and so they ran a special for California residents, all California residents. So there's always been a Southern California pass. That's always been available, that as long as I can remember, but you have to have a Southern California address. And obviously I don't live in Southern California, and I don't know anyone who would loan me their address to buy tickets. And they check it, and there's like a whole thing. But anyway, they ran a special that was for all California residents. And so we got the tickets with that special discount, which was really nice because, as anybody knows who's been to Disney World or Disneyland, they are not cheap. It's not a cheap place to visit. And so I thought, oh, this is great. And so I got those tickets, and my husband had said he wasn't interested in going. So when I bought the tickets over Christmas, I just bought two. I just bought one for my daughter and one for myself. And so we get back from the Galapagos, and my husband says, oh, maybe I will go. I was like, oh, great, okay. So they did happen to be using the same, or having the same special for the Disney California passes, but the problem was that the dates. So I don't know if you've been to Disney in the past, but you have to reserve now. Ever since COVID, you have to reserve the days you're going to be at the park. And so I had reserved the days based off of my daughter's schedule for school, because she was, it was during her spring break. And so the problem is that I couldn't get one of the reservation days that I had for us, for my daughter and I, for my husband, because they were all filled up. And so I had to buy him a regular price ticket so that he could join us. So not a big deal, but it was just one of those kind of things. Anyway, had a good time, a lot of walking. I walked a significant amount, which was very good for me. But it was a lot of days of walking from the Galapagos, and then a lot of days of walking at Disney. So anyway, all of that to say it was good. We got to do almost everything we wanted to do. I don't think there was any ride that we didn't get on. And the interesting thing was, right after we left, they started doing the refurbishments for a couple of rides. I think the only ride we couldn't go on that was being refurbished was the Jungle Cruise, which my husband loves to go on that one. So campy. I don't know. Anyone else like that one? Like I said, one of my husband's favorite rides at Disneyland. So anyway, I've got lots of pictures from that, and I actually posted a picture from the trip that was a sunset picture. So what are we saying? They're going to say that is again, okay, I think we can use 1 inch on that. So I had a sunset picture from when we were at dinner at Downtown Disney, and they have the palm trees, and the sun was setting that direction, and I looked up from our dinner, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be perfect for the beach time paper but of course I didn't buy the beach time paper. I didn't buy that particular paper pack. I got the scrapbooking kit. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to work in that picture, because I don't have the stamp set for it either, because I didn't feel like I would, even though I knew I was going to Disneyland, I didn't think I would have have enough pictures for buying that particular like boardwalk kind of idea. Yeah, with the Ferris wheel and everything. So I didn't end up buying that set. Okay, so again, just trying to keep myself organized here with my pieces. Okay, I think that'll work there. Yeah, so anyway, but I do have the scrapbooking workshop, and I was looking at it this week and trying to figure it out, and if I didn't have this project, I probably would be doing that. I would probably be like doing some designing around that workshop a little bit, but I really want to get this particular kit off my table, out from underneath my desk essentially, and really get moving on to something else. Now we've got a whole bunch of new stuff again coming out. I'm so far behind. We have a whole bunch of new stuff coming out in a week from Tuesday. Is that when it is? It's very, very close. It's coming up on the 5th. So I think it's 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks. It'll be a week from this coming up Tuesday. I believe is when that comes out. So we've got a whole new catalog coming out of items, and there isn't an annual catalog happening anymore. That's going to be just a 4-month catalog for this year. So they're moving away from the annual catalog, and they're moving to this. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my pieces together. I feel like I'm missing a piece over here. Okay, so we're going to put this over here. What are we going to do here? Do that. Okay, yeah, that will work. Do I want to use this piece here? I got this piece, but I'm not sure what I was going to do with that piece. Okay, so we're going to just put this down. So yeah, so anyway, I really do want to get to that particular scrapbooking kit, because I can use a lot of the photos. I can use that kit for my Disney photos, even though the colors aren't particularly Disney-esque. I actually don't particularly like the Disney paper packs, honestly. I don't know. Those aren't, obviously they're very specific colors for Mickey Mouse, and I think a lot of people like that, but I don't know. For me, it's just not my, I don't know, not my favorite color scheme. So I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I might try and use that paper pack, but I've got to sit down and really do some like thinking about that in order to make that work. Okay, so I am going to cut this sticker here. I'm going to take this apart, and I'm going to cut this. And this, I think a lot of times I get afraid, I know, of like separating pieces out and using parts of a piece one place and then not, like cutting something apart like this and then knowing that I'm going to use it someplace else as well. So you shouldn't be afraid to do that. I know, again, like I said, I struggle with it sometimes, but I'm trying to get better about like seeing how I can either stretch some of the pieces of a kit, and again, trying to really utilize the pieces that I have. So we're going to put this guy here in this corner, and then take this one, I think we'll use. So we got two of these. I'm going to actually trim some of this off as well, because I don't need quite that much popping out from here. So we'll do that. And then let's put this back on here so that I can work with the other pieces. Anyway, so let's see. Get this guy off. I think I want to pop this one up to give some dimension on this page since I popped up the other things. Yeah, so like I said, I'm hoping that I can get that beach time kit to work for those Disney pictures, even though the colors, it was interesting that with the 70th anniversary they had a color scheme, and the color scheme was very, I guess maybe retro was the right term for it. I don't know. It was a strange pastel-y combination. I would say that I wasn't really thrilled with the color combination, but again, the kind of pictures that I have from Disney are not all that, like I can do everything on one scrapbook kit. I'm not gonna go overboard, and especially because my kids are adults now, and it's not like we're taking all these pictures with the kids like we would have when they were young and going there. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can find my Pouncy, my anti-static pouch, because I want to take some of this adhesive off because I'm going to pop it up. Okay, there we go. So anyway, cross my fingers that I can get a chance to do that in the next week or so. I also have my membership video I need to make this weekend, so that's another project, and I'm trying to decide what my membership video should be. I've done a couple of interesting items. I've done a box. I've done a what is it? A bag, a purse-like thing, paper purse idea. I've done an ornament. So I've done a lot of other things that aren't cards or scrapbook layouts. So I'm just wondering if I should, for my membership, work on a scrapbook layout or a card. I've seen some interesting cards, so I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm trying to decide what to do there. What makes the most sense? All right. So here we go. Again, if you're joining, I would love to know where you are from and what project you're working on, and if there's any questions that you have that I could answer, because I would be happy to answer any questions about Stampin' Up! Or about scrapbooking or about membership or just in general. be happy to answer any questions. Again, I don't know if these craft nights are helpful for people. I would also love to hear if, people are interested in these craft nights, if I should keep doing them, or if, people just don't have weeknights that are available to do this, because that's, I know that can be tough. I picked Wednesday because Wednesday to me was the day that had the least good television. Yes, I do still watch the TV because that's what my husband likes to watch. So, I thought, okay, well, it's the night that seems to me to have the worst television, and and so anyway, but I don't know if people actually want these, and so that's why I figured I'd give it a try for a few months, and then decide if I keep going, if I keep doing it, because I haven't seen a lot of people join, but that doesn't mean that people aren't interested. Just it may not, maybe it just doesn't work out for them from their schedule perspective. I know that schedules are crazy for a lot of people, and yeah, so one of the things I would do if I was just doing this by myself is I listen to books on tape sometimes. I'm in a book club with a bunch of girlfriends, and so sometimes when I'm crafting, I just like to put on my book on my audio book and listen to it. Or when I have other, let's see, did I get all those off? I feel like I'm missing one, but I guess not. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see where I want this. I think I want it like that. Okay, there we go. Hello, life. So, anyway, talking again. Whoops, we don't want those little centerpieces in there. These die cuts or these stickers are very, very tiny script. Very thin. Anyway, yeah. So. Okay, and then let's get that eye here. Okay, so that one's done. Okay, so then we got this guy. Let's pop this up since we popped up the other lemons. I do like these lemons. I like this layout. I like this bright cherry yellow layout with the pops of green. I think those are quite nice. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we're going to take, I think we'll take this one. And we're going to trim this up a little bit so we don't see that cut. And no one would ever know that that was only part of a sticker. Okay, so we're going to slide that guy under there. Like so. And then we'll take the rest of this one. And again, trim that up so it doesn't look like that cut happened. Put that one up. Okay. Like so. Okay. All right. Alrighty, so I think that takes care of that. Now I just need a little bit of bling, I think, on this one. I don't know why I had this piece out. Okay, I'm going to pull out the bling and then I'll decide if I want to use that piece. So I'm going to just pull out my big box of Bling, and I want to go with like a darker brown color. So let's see what I got here. No, don't want that. That one might work. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, some of this is old stuff, some of this is new stuff, both from Close to My Heart and from Stampin' Up. I'm not good about using up the Bling. I like to buy it, but I'm not great at using it up, I find. No, I don't think I like that. No. That one might work. No, don't like that one. Oh, wait, there's one that's already opened. Oh, we got some sequins here. Would those work? No, I don't like those. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at some of these guys. See if we like these. Okay, those. No, sequins. I decided no. Okay, so those. Let's look at this one. All right. Nope, I don't like that one. It's too shiny. Too shiny. I do try to keep them in their sleeves as best I can. I know it's not always easy. These tend to fall apart easily, but I do try. These have some texture to them. I'm not sure if I like that or if I like the shiny. Okay, I think I like the texture better than the shiny. Okay. Alrighty, so let's add a few of these, and then we will be done with this layout. And how long did that take me? Oh, it didn't take me too long, actually. That's not too bad. Alright, so let's... oops. Get that off of the backer. I probably should use my Take Your Pick tool, but I am not very good at that Take Your Pick tool. I have not practiced it enough. So my fingernails and my fingers work just fine. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of them here. And I think that's good on that side. And I don't think I need... do I want that tag over here, maybe? Just seeing. I don't think it goes now. Okay. Alright. So, over on this side, we're going to put... do I want it here? Yeah, I think I want them there. One there. And one here. Like that. And then... let's put there, so, and like so. Okay, and then up here, let's put a couple here, and you know what? Maybe, do I have any yellow? I don't know if I have any yellow. Let's look. To put some color on the lemon slices. I could use Wink Stella on those, but if I do that, then I have to let it sit so it doesn't get what is it, the glitter on everything. So let me just see, what do I have for yellow? Do I have some yellow that I can use? that would work. No, that's not the right color. That was from Enjoy the Ride. I love those little ones. We have some new ones coming out with in the same colorway. This was, which one was this? This was the In Colors. No, I don't think that works either. Let's see, anything else that I have that's yellow? Oh, wait. That one might work because it's shiny. Do I have an open package? No, I do not. Okay. Wait, that one. Okay, let's try those two and see. Okay, let's see. Anything else here? Anything else that might work? Oh, wait. Let's try that one too. No. Okay. Embellishments are actually sometimes harder than the layout. Okay, let's see which of these I like the best. Do I like that one? I like that one. I'm leaning towards that one. Which one is this one? This is the Flat Pearls In Colors. Oh, this was the 2025-2027 In Colors. I can't remember which color that must be Darling Duckling. That must be Darling Duckling, because that was the yellow. Yeah, that color does not work. Okay, so the peach, that was Peach Pie, I think, on that one. So that one does not work in those In Colors. Actually, I'm going to move that down so I can see more. Okay. Like I said, sometimes it's the, what's this one called? Adhesive Back Dots for Days. Okay, so do I like the shiny or do I like the flat? I think we're going to go with shiny. I'm going to need the other packaging of this because I want more of that color. I think I have 2 of those. I do. Darling Duckling was not a color I particularly liked, but definitely works with this layout. Like that. Okay, and then let's do one there, and maybe a couple more on this guy. All right. Okay, I think that's good. All right, I think that is, make sure I put them back in their right package so I know what they are. And I think that one's good. I think we'll go with that. Okay. All right, this layout is complete. Because I don't see anything else I need to add to it. I think we've got all the bling we need. Okay, put that away. All right, so layout number 1 is complete. And again, this will allow me, I can put my picture in there, no problem. So that's the other half, and I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so all done with that. All right, so let's grab the next layout, which I have right here. Okay. Whew. My room is getting very warm. It's been cold the last couple of days. We had winter weather with a lot of rain. All right. So this layout, Okay, so we've got a bunch of pieces here. You know what? I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the title down on this piece, just so that that's taken care of. All right. And I think this piece is a little bit bigger than I need it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and oh nope, I think I moved it over too far. Can I lift this up by any chance? No, that's not going to work. Okay, all right, we will make it work. I didn't give myself a lot of room down there at the end. Oops, I need the eye. I need the eye for memories. There we go. Okay. All right, we're going to trim this down because this is too big. All right. Yep, that will work. A little bit more maybe. Maybe a smidge more. Okay. Yep. All right. And then we're going to have to make do with the small dovetail on this end because I didn't give myself enough space at that end. So I think we'll trim this up a little bit. There we go. That way it doesn't look quite so off balance. All right. Okay, so that one's done. We're all good with that. Okay, I already mounted these guys just to make it a lot faster so you didn't have to watch me adhere things like that together. So we're going to just take these pieces off and we're going to do the base pieces to start with. And we're going to start on the right hand side here. On this layout, I was not sure what color I wanted to use with this sort of peachy color. I don't use peach very much in my layouts, so I actually did go to the color wheel to try and see what I should use. I don't know if you guys have used the color wheel, but I picked the petal pink, and I looked at the triadic option of taking petal pink and then going over and pulling blueberry bushel or pulling granny green. I didn't like that because I already knew I had these flowers that were more in the pretty peacock style, and so I didn't think that worked. Obviously, analogous wouldn't work if I'm using pretty peacock. So I ended up trying to figure out, like, if I went this direction and I did analogous, I looked at the petal pink color, which is what I thought this was close to, and I ended up seeing pumpkin pie over here, and that's how I ended up with the darker brown, was because as I moved this around to see, okay, what would that look like if I did complementary colors, or if I did monochromatic, what would that look like? And then when I did analogous, I ended up with this pumpkin pie because I didn't really like the crushed curry or the daffodil delight, but I thought, oh, the pumpkin pie, that could really work. So that's how I ended up with this color. It's not pumpkin pie. It is, I believe it's espresso. Is that what it is? Espresso? Or is it chocolate? I can't remember. Oh, it's mocha. Sorry, it's mocha. So it's close to my heart's mocha. And that's how I ended up with this one. I didn't want to have a dark background. I could have. I tried that initially, and it was just too heavy for me. I just did not like it. So this was a way where I could kind of take that idea, and then I ended up with having this brown being my anchor point because the color is so light. It's one reason why sometimes I don't use as many light colors, because I do feel like you need a lot of anchors. But that's sort of oh wait, let me before I put this down, let me grab my pictures and lay them out first to see where I want them. Okay, so this one I want here. Then I got a 4x6 that I want there, and then a 3x4 on this side. Okay, so if we do that, okay, yeah, so if I put this at 1 inch, that should be good. 1 inch. Why is this off? Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have memories down here, and we're going to have this here with a couple of flowers with that, and with some of that. I don't think we're going to use all of that, but that's going to be partial. Okay, and then, okay, so these guys, I do think I want to pop these guys up. This one I am going to pop up. Alright, sorry, I should have thought of this first, but there we go. Anyway, I haven't seen anyone else join, but if you have, if you're new and you have just joined, love to know where you're from and what you're working on tonight as part of a craft night. And just interested in what people are doing this fine Wednesday evening. All right, so get all of this down, and then we can play around. This is going to get popped up as well, so we'll go ahead and add that while we're here. Whew, I got lucky with that. Nope, I gotta cut that just a little, showing a little bit of that adhesive. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if we need any more, but we'll start here. All right. So, okie doke. Sorry, I was just thinking and stopped talking for a minute there. Okay, here we go. So I think this pretty peacock it's an interesting color combination of colors, but I do think that they do kind of work together. I don't know. It's not a combination that I necessarily would have put together, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of works. All right. I think we might go ahead and pop this up as well. I'm just going to pop everything up tonight on this one. So I guess what I would love to know, anyone who gets this far in our evening, do you like craft nights, or would you prefer to have lives that are um, that are more teaching, where I come on and I do a whole class, essentially teaching you something. Because the idea that I had behind these is that it was just a time to set aside to work on whatever it was that you wanted to work on. But I would be curious to know whether or not that is what people actually want. Or if really you really want someone to come on and teach. I'm gonna cut this at an angle to get that in there a little bit better. There we go. Like that better. I don't know. I'm just looking for ways to engage and what you would like. Okay, so this is again another place where I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this sticker. And use a part of it. Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking for feedback. What is it that you're looking for? What is it you're missing in your crafting, your scrapbooking, or your what is the word I'm looking for? Your card making or paper crafting that would be interesting for you as you know as someone who might want to spend an evening hanging out. And I'm looking for ideas. I don't have all the ideas. I know that there are a lot of crafters out there doing lots of different things, which are all good and exciting. And I just don't know what it is that my audience is looking for, and that's always been a struggle of mine. Is like, what is my audience interested in? Because I don't know that I've done a good job of cultivating the audience to understand what it is that you would be interested in. So anyway, that's why I'm asking the question, right? What is it that's interesting to you? What is it that you think you would be interested in spending your time learning? And is it what kind of community are you looking for as part of your crafting experience? So anyway, that's my ask. If you are this far into what are we doing? We're an hour in at this point to this. Okay, there you go. That feels really long. I don't like that. That's too long. We're gonna shorten that up a bit and cut that off. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay, and then we have our flowers here. Let's see. I think I want to put a flower here. And then we'll do another flower on the other side. I ran out of flowers as I was making this. I could have used a few more flowers. I looked through my Bling, or my I don't want to do that. Maybe down here. Can I peel this guy up without tearing anything? Okay, I think I'll do it like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of die cut flowers or anything that I could pull from, so I was struggling to stretch the flowers in this kit as much as I possibly could, and so yeah. Okay, let's see. So we got a couple flowers there, a couple flowers there. Okay, we're good there. Let's pop these guys up too. Yeah, so anyway, if you're just joining, welcome to Craft Night. I'd love to know where you're watching from and what projects you have on your table, your craft table, that you need to finish up, and are you going to work on any of those tonight, or are you going to just sit here and listen to me talk? um, but as I was saying, I really am trying to, build something. I wouldn't say build something. What I'm trying to do is figure out what might be of interest to people. And I don't know that a craft night is interesting because, again, I'm not really teaching anything. I'm really just working on projects and babbling, and not. I mean, I'm trying to, intersperse a couple of interesting things from a teaching perspective, but I'm certainly not teaching like I would if I was doing like a class. And so I don't know if this is of interest to anybody. I don't know if people want to just have a place where they've set aside time and they're going to craft, or if it's just too a weeknight is not the right night to do that. And I'm happy either way. It doesn't. Just see if I can get these stripes to match up. No, I can't. Okay, I think it looked better this way. So yeah. So anyway, I've done these for a couple of months now. I think this is month number 4. And we've had a few people join. I've not been completely wasted time for me because I get my projects done. But if it's not what other people are looking for, I would rather do my lives where people are interested in joining and participating, and so would be very interested. Like I said, this particular kit, this is the Make a Memories kit, which I believe is sold out now, but was on sale just a couple of weeks ago, and in the last chance section. And so what would be something that you would want if this is not it? And that's not to say that it's a bad thing. It's just I would rather spend my time giving you guys things that you would want to see than spending my time on things that aren't of an interest to you. So again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a matter of what people are interested in. Oh, I forgot this piece here. Put that down like so. That looks crooked. Let's see if that is crooked, because that feels very crooked. Anyway, so I'm trying to get through the last of these layouts from the Make a Memory kit. There is a new kit out, like I mentioned, that's this similar style, that just came out this month. And it's more 2-page layouts. This kit was really made up of a lot of 1-page layouts, and I've stretched them through looking at other inspiration from other crafters, other demonstrators, and then put my own little twist on them. But the new kit is going to make 12 pages as well, but they're double pages, which is I think going to be a little bit easier to work with than say this one. At least for me, I'm a 2-page person. I struggle with anything that's going to be a single page because I don't do a lot. Even though the last video I did, that I posted on the weekend, was a single page layout. It was that white on white layout. I don't know if anyone watched that, but that was a little fun to do, a little bit different than I had done before. So I will do single page layouts. I have a lot of pictures, and so for me doing it, I don't highlight individual photos as much that you would do with a single page layout. Okay, that's way too long. So anyway, that's okay. Trying to get all the pieces down here, like so. I don't know, should I put it down that low? Probably should. Give that a place to anchor itself. Okay, so that's that. All right, and then let's grab these guys. Okay, yeah, let's start with this one. Anyway, so again, would love to know where you're watching from, what you're working on, and how's your day going? How did your day go today? I had a very busy. It's been I had a couple of weeks where it was not quite as busy in my life, and this week has not been that week. It's been a very busy week this week. I do have to say. Okay, so let's start with this guy. And I think we're going to cut this down. We don't need that, I don't think. So I think we'll going to do that. And then let's see here. What else? How else do we want to do this? I think we'll take this guy. This guy's bigger. So again, I'm going to cut this apart just like I did the other side so that I can stretch it for what I want to use it for. So that's why I said don't be afraid to cut your stickers, because it's gonna help you get the most out of them and help you balance your layouts, right? So what you do on one side, you want to do on the other side, and so it will just help balance your layouts as well if you're short on supplies, or if you don't want to go die cut something else, or you don't want to stamp another thing. You can use the stickers as a way, or the cutting apart your stickers as a way to extend your pieces. I'm trying to decide. Okay. Do I want it over here? Yeah, I think I do. I think I want it over there. Okay. And I'm not putting a whole bunch of foam tape on these guys. I'm just doing a little bit. But I think that will anchor that a little bit better. I do have this leftover sticker that I don't know if I'll have another place to use it. I might come back and add this in after I do it, just in case there's another place that I might need it. Okay, we're going to trim this guy off. Like that. Okay. And then I had one other piece I'm missing. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Did I drop it on the floor? I had one little sliver piece that was a dotted paper. Where did it go? Where did it go? Everyone's going to scream at me saying, it's right there, Liz. It's right there. There it is. It's upside down. Okay. Yeah, so I am going to put this up here at the top. I'm going to just look at this. Let's see. Let's just cut that right there. All right. And then we're going to slide this in here. This is just, again, it's almost like a little tab. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Like that. That way I've got it again on both sides. All right. Okay. I think that one's done. Very good. All right. Happy with that. All right. What time are we at? 6:14. Oh my, we are getting down to time. Okay, I'm going to try and get one more done because I really want to finish out this box, and I've got one. What do I have? 2, 3. Yeah, I got 3 layouts left, so I might go a little long today. This one's Janice Goulery's idea, and I kind of modified it because I didn't have the paper. But this, and I've rearranged some things, but Janice was the third person that I got a lot of ideas from. But I like this idea of cutting this paper apart and using a piece on each side. Since we only got one sheet of this particular paper, being able to do it on both sides, I really liked that idea. And I had this piece left, but I didn't have any of the other pieces that she had. So I actually pulled this from the perennial blossoms, or perennial lavender, I think was the set. I got that way back in the beginning. And so that is what I ended up using there. This one though, I do feel like we need to do a little bit of inking, because this is all very monotone with only pops of color. So I'm going to do some inking on this one, which is going to take me a little bit longer than it would have if I just laid everything down. Okay, I'm just seeing if I have a color. Carolina, what's this one? Shortbread. That one's not marked. Just seeing if I had a brown already done. That's toffee. That's mocha. Those are darker. Ballerina, pebble. Okay. I think we'll do that guy. That's gonna work just fine. Okay, so I am gonna ink up a bunch of these pieces, so I should have done this first. I'm doing the brown, but you could go darker if you wanted. You could actually do early espresso. I don't want to go that dark, so I'm just doing crumb cake. Crumb cake doesn't seem like it's a dark color, but it actually, when you actually do ink it actually is a pretty strong color. So, and again, you could go darker if you wanted to and do early espresso. That would also work, but I'm going to go a little bit lighter. The one color I've avoided buying, which I really think I'm going to need, but I think I'm going to wait until next year to get, is Basic Beige. I've been putting the paper in my cart and taking it out frequently. So, but I think I need some Basic Beige. All right, that one's done. Let's do this guy. I did do all my mats also in crumb cake. Crumb cake? Yeah, I did crumb cake. So that's why, another reason why I'm using the crumb cake to ink these guys up as well. Trying to tie it all in. Again, it's dark enough, I think, that it's going to cause the shadow effect that I'm looking for that will create the separation. So, and then I didn't have any 12 by 12 crumb cakes, so I believe what I have here is mink, which is a little bit grayer, but because there's gray leaves, I felt like that would work. So we have two different leaf colors that I'm going to use. And so one is more gray and one is more brown. So I felt like that made the mink paper work, where it may not have worked if I hadn't had that extra kind of gray brown color showing up anywhere in the layout. All right, so there's that. Ink this guy up. And I am going to probably go long today because I do want to finish this layout at minimum. That will be 3 layouts. I think the first time I did this I got through 4 layouts. But at this point I'm going to call this kit done. I'm not going to do another live with this kit. I'm going to find something else to do that's a little bit more interesting for May. I got to pick my date in May too. I don't have that on the calendar yet. So I think I might try to do another craft night, one more craft night in May, like I said. And depending on interest, I may stop. I may change it up. I feel like I've given it a chance to take off. Not sure if this is what people want. Like I said, it doesn't hurt my feelings if it's not. I was just trying something that I hadn't seen many people do. I don't have any prizes or contests or anything like that. I know a lot of people are doing those kinds of things. I can't multitask like that, honestly. If I'm teaching, I'm teaching. If I'm crafting, I'm crafting. If I'm, I don't know. It takes a lot of effort, I think, to do all of those things, and I'm just not good at that. I'm just not good at that kind of pre-planning. Okay, we're also going to do this piece. But I'm going to just do this cut edge on this piece. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And all I did with this is I just decided how much I wanted it to come over on this left side, which was about 3 inches. I marked 3 inches, then I took my ruler and I just created an angle that I liked, and this ended up being about 5 inches up. So this was 3 inches and 5 inches. I liked the angle it created, and then I drew a line and then I cut it with my paper trimmer. So, you know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about it. I just decided what I liked, what the angle should look like, so that I had enough of this paper showing on both sides, and I didn't make it overly complicated. All right. Okay, so that's that, and I think I'm going to do this tag too to make it stand out from the... Oh, the other thing is that this tag is black. I shouldn't say it's more of a charcoal color, so again, we've got some gray coming in, gray-black coming in with the tag here. And I am going to do the top part as well. And we'll just do a little bit on this guy, not too much. Again, really what this does is this just adds dimension, because what it does is it creates a shadow effect. And so it allows it to pop off the page without having, say, a whole lot of dimensional things that you have going on. And so that's why inking up can really help elevate your page. To make the elements stand out more. All right, so we are going to start adhering things down. So I'm not going to adhere on this because I'm going to be sliding things underneath it. but I am going to adhere the rest of this. Now, I could have gutted some of this paper on the back, but again, I have plenty of cardstock, and so I'm really not going to worry about it at this point. Okie dokie, so let's just make sure we got our base page straight. We can put this one on. Oops. Okay, and like I said, I didn't put any adhesive there, so that will slide right in. Okay. Okay, oops, let me put some things away here. Alright. So I'm up about a quarter of an inch. So I just can't seem to get this straight. Go. Need it to come over just a smidge more. There we go. Okay, so then we got that. And we're going to grab our pictures. And our pictures are actually going to slide just underneath here. So again, I have some adhesive, but not, I didn't think about telling you that before this, but I'm going to slide the pictures underneath there. So again, these are going to be flat. And I'm just tucking just a little bit of that picture underneath. Not too much, just a little bit, just to make it look like it's underneath this piece of paper. I thought this was a really cool idea that Janice had. Just trying to make sure I'm straight. Same with this one. So we're going to put this guy in. And just overlap these guys just a little bit. Like so. Okay. And then this is going to go on top, up here. Like that. And let's get our twine out again. And we're going to put some twine in these guys just to give it a little bit of interest. And I have it, and I don't use it enough, so. Okay, let's see. That should be good. Yeah, that's a little long. Okay, oh, I'm almost out of this roll. That's nice. I don't use twine very much on my layouts. I know a lot of people like to put that kind of texture on. It's just never been my go-to thing. Even with tags, sometimes I prefer to put bling on the top of them versus the twine. But I think with this one, this layout, it kind of makes sense. Okay. Hear my husband banging around for dinner. Making dinner for me. Okay, there we go. So these guys are going to go in here, like that. And then we can come over to this side. We'll do that. We'll do these embellishments here in a minute. Come over here. Let's add this one. Oops, I keep picking up the one that's out of adhesive. And let's see, this is going like this. Okay, so I want adhesive in this corner, that corner, that corner, and a little bit there. Alright, so sorry if you're seeing my head. Ah. Okay, alright. Okay, so same thing here. We're gonna put this guy underneath a little bit more than we had on the other side. I'm not going to push that down just yet because I want to get all of these situated first. So I want to be able to move things around just in case I don't have the right placement that I want. Okay. And then oops, like that. Okay, so then I think I want it like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, Janice, if you don't watch Janice, you really should. She is a brilliant designer. She is got an artistic eye, a graphic design eye that I just don't have. And I just love getting inspiration from her and the way that she thinks about putting layouts together. She's very inspiring to me because her style is very much the style I like. Oh shoot! I meant to put this down. Oof. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do that now. Okay. Meant to do that. I meant to do that because I need to have this carry over. Okay, so how can I... Oof. Okay. I was moving too fast and thinking of too many things. I wanted this to carry over, but that's not going to do what I want it to do, and I won't probably tear up a lot. Okay, let's see. How can I add this piece? Okay, I think I'm going to do it like this. Okay, I think I'm going to do it like this because I really don't want to cover this up. So let me just, I think I'm going to, what's that length? That's just under 3 inches it looks like. Okay. All right. We're going on the fly here. Going on the fly. Go like, we're going to do 3 and we can cut off the side if it's too long. Where's my dauber? I need to daub the edge. Okay, so we'll do this. And we're going to slide that in like that. Oh, I didn't need it to be just a smidge longer, but that's okay. Okay, and then what we'll do is on this side, this side, what is that? That is just over 5. Okay, so we'll go just over 5. And we'll daub the edges. All right. Probably a little too much, but I need to carry this over so that I've got a balanced layout. That's what happens when I move too fast. I'm not paying attention. Okay. And I cut that long on purpose so that I could trim it off, since the other side I did a little bit short. So we'll trim this off. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Crisis averted. Okay. All right. So now that we've got that, let's pull out our leaves for embellishments, and I probably will come back with some other embellishments for this one because I feel like it's looking a little flat still, even though we put the we put the inking on the pieces. But I do feel like it's still reading a little bit flatter than I'd like. Okay, so we got that one there. And then we're going to grab this one. You can use the insides of this style of die or of sticker. These inside pieces you can actually use. I used them on a different layout, the insides for one of them, to create some additional pieces or additional flowers. And it looks pretty good. Okay, there we go. Do that. So I wouldn't throw these away. I would save those because you might be able to use them as embellishments. Okay, so then on this side, I have collecting memories. That can get thrown away. I actually think I'm going to put it on this. Collect memories. There we go. And then we can take this piece. And again, I would probably use, I'm not gonna glue those tags down. I might end up gluing the back one down, but at this point I'm not gonna glue those down. I'm gonna leave those up the way that they are. These are super sticky stickers. Super, super sticky. So let's see. Like they're sticking to themselves. They're sticking to my fingers. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go like this here. Yeah, once they're down, you're not moving them. So wherever you're putting them, make sure that's where you want them, because they don't come up. Okay, we'll save that guy. And I think, no, there. Trying to decide where this best fits. Because I don't want it floating out in space, but I also don't want... Alright, I think we're going to go there. Kind of down, that's where it's going to go. Okay. Alright, I think I've got everything on this one done. Alright, so what time is it? Oh, it's 6:36. Look at that. Okay, so we got the next layout done, and I am going to let you all go for the evening. I have, like I said, I have 2 more layouts that I need to do. I might just sit here and do those, and I can leave the video going if people are interested in sticking around, because I do want to finish these up, and I know if I just leave them at this point, I will not finish them. I will wait another month and not get them done, and I really don't want to do that. So I know that I said that this was going to end at 6:30 today, but I am going to continue so that I can get these last couple of done, and hopefully out of my to-do pile and into my done pile. Hopefully other people get, I know we all have a lot of the to-do piles, and not enough time to do them all, and so that's my goal with these little craft nights, is that we get a chance to kind of work our way through that to-do pile, or prep so that we can get things done. And I enjoy creating, but I also get tired of some stuff and want to move on to the new things to create. But I'm feeling very much like I've got a lot of this stuff already prepped, already done, and I'm not motivated to actually finish it. So by spending these evenings once a month to either prep for a class or to to finish up a project that just, has been lingering is what I wanted to spend my time doing. And hopefully giving permission for people to also do the same, whether that's cleaning up a craft room or just sitting down and organizing photos or spending spending time thinking about the next project that you're trying to complete. All of those things are, important. We all have busy lives, and so, I'd like to think that we are, that I can give you some space to do that. Okay, so I am looking at these, and though I like the white, I think I need mats. I think I need some mats. So I am going to see what I have in my scrap pile, see if I have anything in my scrap pile I can use. I always try to go through my scraps before I cut into another piece of paper, just to see if there's anything I can use. Nope. Got some nice big scraps, but not anything that I think I can use. Let's see, what other photo sizes do we have over here? Okay, so I got some 3x4s. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, I can cut that one up. I can cut this one up. That'll get me a few. These are a lot of 3x3 squares, it looks like. Three are almost 4x4 squares. Okay. Alright, so let's take those and let's do some cutting and see what we get. So 4 1/4, 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Anyway, how big is that? Nope, I'll get the line in there if I do that one. Okay, so that one won't work. Okay, got two pieces here, so 4 1/4. Yep. 1/4 by 3 1/4. I love using up scraps. Okay, and by 3 1/4. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3 of those. And I'm probably not using my cardstock. I'm not doing this efficiently, I'm just cutting. If I was really good, which I'm not, I would look at it and say, okay, what's the best way to cut it to get the most out of the biggest piece left over? But obviously, I have not done that. Alright, so we've got those 4. Now we need, I need 2 pieces of, this is evergreen that I'm cutting, which is a very close match to the Peaceful Pine. That was a video that I did 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember now. Something like that, close to 2 weeks ago. I did a video about the new in colors that are coming out May 5th, and Peaceful Pine and Evergreen are a super duper close match. Okay, so this is going to be too short that way. Okay, so let's cut this 6 1/4, and then we can cut it at 4 1/4. Okay, alright, so those go in my scrap bin, and I've got my pieces. Yeah, so if you have evergreen, Peaceful Pine and Evergreen are pretty close, and I would say 50 pieces of Evergreen in my stash. So yeah, I'm going to be using Evergreen as my Peaceful Pine substitute, because I don't need any more cardstock. And again, I use up what you have. A lot of times the colors are going to be close enough that you don't need to rush out to buy something if you already have a bunch of cardstock already in your stash. Find something that works. That's my motto, right? You know, these days is find what works. That's good enough. You're the only one you're going to be your biggest critiquer of how good something is. Most people are not going to even know that it shouldn't, that they're, you know, unless there's a drastic color difference between things, they're not going to notice. Really, they're not. And especially if you're a card maker and you're working in a small space and you only have a little bit of that color showing, that's even more reason to not, you know, stress about it. Honestly, use what you have. Use up your stash. We all have stash that would go on forever, and you know, I don't want people to feel like they have to always buy new, because I don't think that helps anybody. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to look at is whether or not. I think I am. I wasn't sure I wanted to do this, but I think I am going to do this. So I'm going to steal this from the next layout, which was one reason why I ordered the layouts the way I did. Okay, so we're going to put this up higher. I think we're going to put this 2.5. Just sort of see. Yeah, I think 2.5 works. Okay, so 2.5. So this will go at 2.5 as well. Oops, did I drop something? No, okay. Okay, so I've got that, and then I've got this, and we've got this. I'm just trying to get all my pieces together so that I can make sure I don't miss anything. Things, okay. I want. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. And then I can use those two. And then I've got the world. And that. Did I want to do remember or little things? Little things. I think it's going to be little things. I was trying to decide which one to use. I think it'll be little things. Okay. And then we've got this over here. The heart, all that. Okay. All right. I think we got the layout. Okay. All right. I'm going to just do these guys flat on this one just for speed. Oh my gosh, this is so crooked. I didn't realize how crooked I laid that. Oh, hopefully I can get this up. I'm looking at it going, there's something wrong here. It's not at the 2.5 mark. Okay, first of all, let's make sure it's on our Versamat correctly. It's me trying to be Speedy Gonzales here. Anyone go see the comedian Fluffy? We did that last year. He is so funny. He is a hoot. I recommend him. If you have not gone to see him, he's well worth the tickets. to go see him in concert, or see him as a comedian. Oh, jeez, this is not. I've got to move these guys over. Got to be a little bit further to the right. We're going to fit all these guys in. There we go. No. Okay, so we're going to butt these guys up right against each other. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think this does need to come over just a smidge more, though. I want to see some of that edge, but not get rid of it completely. The other side I want a little bit, but I don't need quite as much. Let's see if we do this here. Like that. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. Okay. Okay, and then this guy is going to come down here. Is that crooked? I feel like that's crooked. There we go. Okay. I've got these great grid lines and I'm not using them. It's silly. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is definitely going to get popped up on 3D foam tape. Is that what fell? Was my 3D foam tape? Because now I don't see it. No, I don't see it. Again, small space. How do you lose things? I knew I felt something fall, but of course now I don't see it anywhere. All right, well, we'll pull out this one. How many times have I lost scissors in my small craft space? I don't know. Every time I craft, I've got 4 pairs of scissors, and I can't ever seem to find the pair when I need them. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That, a little bit too long there, I think. Yeah, a little bit too long. Okay. All right, so then we've got that. We're going to put that down there. Okay. Oops, what's that? Oh, okay. All right. And then I want this guy to be popped up as well. Like so. I thought I had a small heart. Did I lose a small heart too? Alright, there we go. Alrighty. What else did I lose? Did I lose a small heart? I thought I had one. Alright, well that's a bummer. That is a bummer. I'm going to have to look around for that. Again, I'm going to take the adhesive off of this because I want to pop it up. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to run a piece of adhesive down the middle. Oops, a little too long. Because I'm going to put some of these leaves underneath it. Okay, so we're going to do that. Probably cut that one and probably cut that one too. Okay, well hopefully we find the heart. I don't know, we may have lost the heart. You know what? I might just cut this guy in half. I think I'm going to cut this guy in half so that I can do 2 tags. Okay. And then I'm going to take a piece of green scrap. So this is, I'm creating my own tag. essentially. So this is, I'm not good at measuring. So okay, so we're going to cut down this way. And I'm going to cut across this way, so I'm just using the tag as my guide. I saw a really old Stampin' Up! Punch that created tags. I need that. I don't like die cutting the tags. Be honest, it's a lot of work to die cut the tags. So, all right, so we're gonna put a little bit of adhesive at the top here. I'm not gonna come down too far. I'm just going to put this here on the top, like so. Oops, that's a little crooked. All right, and we'll just trim this guy off like that, and then we'll punch a hole in it with my little hole punch. It's going to be a bigger hole than what I have in the other one, but it still works. And then I'm going to take my rub and remove eraser and take off that extra adhesive. Again, if I want, these tags may not, I may use them for something, or I may not. I did put adhesive all the way to the top of this one though. So this one I might just put in like this and just not have it be usable. But then this one will fit better under here, and that one can't be usable. Okay, that's solved on that side. Okay, so let's take a look at this side and finish off this layout. I'm bummed. I was sure I had a small heart. I was sure I had it, but I'll have to go searching for it when I clean up my space. All right. So again, just doing the same thing, mirroring the same layout on each side. And then we can call this layout almost done. Oops, that's not butted up very tightly. Okay. All right. Sometimes the lining up is the hardest part. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to, same thing that I did before. I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive here at the bottom and put my picture on, and then I can leave that space so that I can slide that picture in after I get it. Okay, and then we'll put this guy here. We're going to move it over like that. I think we're going to line that guy up. And then we're going to do this. I guess I could have made a banner out of this, but oh well. This will work. Oh, shoot. I forgot my piece of paper. Forgot that. Again, second layout that I did that on. Oh, okay. Killed another one. that off. And I'm going to just slide this over. Got that there. Okay. 2.5. This is up a little bit. Okay. All right. Again, up there. And we'll go like this. I'm glad I did some prep work before I came on today, because I think that helped me accomplish a lot more than I probably would have in another way. Okay, so maybe I'll do the remember down there. Okay, so I've got that. I've got this. This heart is big, so I need a little bit more space. Okay, so we're going to do that. We'll put some 3D foam tape. I'm going to do this here, and then another piece. All right, and we are almost done with this layout. Okay. Still bummed that I may have lost a heart that I could have used. Okay, so there we go. I want this up a little bit higher, I think. Okay, and then I think we will do remember here. Since I don't really have another place to put it, I don't have another layout to put this on. Let's go ahead and just use it up. Again, I think I'm going to pop this up on 3D foam tape. All right, lots of little cuts. Need to make them thinner. Anyway. All right, everyone. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off. You don't need to see me finish this. I'm going to go ahead and finish it and be done with these last layouts. I have one layout left, and I think I need to rework it because I stole a piece for this layout that I was not sure I was going to use or not use, and you don't need to see me cutting little bits of 3D foam tape to pop this up. So I appreciate everyone who joined. I hope that if you were working on something that you got through some of your list of things that you wanted to complete, and that you enjoyed my random bantering. I wandered a lot today. I didn't really stay on one topic or one subject today. But anyway, I will do another, I'll set up another one of these for May, towards the end of May. I can't remember if it'll be the last Wednesday in May or if it'll be the Wednesday before. But anyway, and I will have another membership video going up in by the end of the month, and then I will have another video hopefully this weekend on another project that I have in mind. I'm really trying to use that beach time paper, so my hope is that I can get that video up and completed by the weekend. All right, everyone, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you next time.